Hello, sports fans. This is Lugir again with another episode of I'm Him Sports Podcast. And today we have a big baller who goes hard in the paint. Let's go. So today's episode, we have University of Purdue, former University of Purdue athlete, first team All Big Ten, 2008 NBA All Rookie second team, a 100% family man, real estate investor. He played with the Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors, 76ers, and of course, the former Houston Rockets forward, power forward, Mr. Carl Landry. What's up, big guy?
What's up, man?
I appreciate you being here.
Oh, no, thanks for having me, man.
How you been?
I'm Him Podcast.
Yeah, there you go. You were him, man. You still him, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Man, you were him in that paint, though, back in the day.
Appreciate it.
How's everything, man? How's life?
Better than I deserve.
Yeah?
Like Dave Ramsey say, better than I deserve. So it's been good.
Yeah.
100% family, man, huh?
Yeah, of course, man. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand, you know. I met the wife, saw the kids on Zoom.
Yeah.
Cypress, Texas.
Yeah, I spent so much time away from them, you know,
Yeah.
playing. So gotta give it back to them.
What was the longest longest time you were away from them?
Well, I guess it was towards the end of my career.
Yeah.
You know, during the Rockets days, and even after that, Sacramento Warriors, stuff like that, they were able to come see me, even live with me.
Right.
You know, but
just travel with you a little bit.
The last 2 years of my career, I played in China and Japan, where I was gone for, 7 months at a time. And that was challenging, knowing that, my kids being young, they couldn't see dad for 7 months.
That changed everything, huh?
And I was like, hey, this.
He said, so that was 7 months straight. Just
7 months straight.
At that time, was there FaceTime? No,
thank God, there was FaceTime.
Oh, okay.
So I just recently retired 2019.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's one. Okay.
It was FaceTime.
At least you had that. Yeah.
That was it, though.
Yeah.
And but it was nothing like me coming home, picking them up, taking them to get ice cream. They just missed those days.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point, I mean, the money was decent, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was decent, and I always wanted to experience playing overseas. So many of my high school teammates, college teammates, just so many people I've known.
They just shared the experience.
Went overseas, and I wanted to, feel like that was what that was about. And also I had a little name in China.
Yeah. A little name there. Yeah. Little huge name. So, but that's cool, man. He helped you out. So I mean, Cypress though. Why Houston? What I mean, because you're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Originally, right? Yeah. Why Houston? Is it because of the Rockets connections, or explain that?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not going to think, but I know. So Wisconsin, originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, got drafted to the Supersonics.
Yeah. We gotta talk about that, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, do your thing about
Supersonics.
Houston.
Got traded on draft day, and to the Rockets. Came to Houston, played my first year, and at the end of the year, it's time to do my taxes and all of this, So get my taxes, and I see a 6% state tax, was because my residency is still Wisconsin. I've lived in Wisconsin my whole life.
Interesting.
So I started doing the math, like, okay, I'm making this. You taking 6% out of this?
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm giving the government, that much money.
Right.
Which was a lot at the time.
Yeah.
More than I've ever paid anybody at one time. So after doing a little research, talking to my CPA and tax strategist, come to find out that Texas was a no state tax state.
Yeah, absolutely.
So immediately
Immediately saved that 6%.
Immediately, I changed my residency to Texas.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And, so that was one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But that year, the following year, it was my second year in the league, and the season was going on. And I was talking to my mom, and it was December 24th. It was Christmas Eve. I come out the house, check the mailbox. The mailbox is just a couple of steps away from my front door. I check the mailbox. Beautiful outside. I got on a t-shirt, some shorts, and I see a lady jogging. And I'm on the phone with my mom, and I believe we were on FaceTime at the time. She's like, Carl, I can't believe it's 3 feet of snow. Like, let me show you. She goes to the front window, turns the phone, take pictures, and actually also shows me on the FaceTime. Snow was, it was waist level.
Wow, yeah, in Wisconsin.
Right then and there, I knew that I couldn't go back.
You don't want to do it. Yeah.
It's challenging.
It's just a visit. Yeah. So, is that, were you, here's the thing too with Wisconsin. I always picture it as the country, right? Farms and all that. Were you in the suburbs?
No, I actually was.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't in the inner city, but we were literally like 2 stoplights away from being in the next, in the suburbs.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were on the outskirts.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that's a big change though. So did she move over here?
My mom?
Your mom? Yeah.
No, everybody's still back
there.
home. Come and visit, a lot, but yeah, everybody's home.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Supersonics, man. Was that the last year that they were around?
It was.
Yeah.
So they drafted myself and Kevin Durant.
KD, that's right.
He was the first round pick. I was the second round pick.
Okay. And immediately they traded you that same day.
Immediately, yeah.
See, I didn't even know that for a while.
The Rockets had interest in me and got shipped to Houston.
Yeah. So was your big contract the second year in Houston?
Yeah, so my first contract was a 1-year deal. A lot of people think just because you get drafted,
immediately you're balling.
The money is guaranteed, it's coming, it's flowing like milk and honey, like everything is good, everything is gravy. But we don't get paid until the season starts. You report, the draft is like in, I don't know, July or something like that, and you report to your team immediately after. But the season doesn't start officially until like late October. So those 2 months. I didn't have a car. I didn't, You
didn't have any funds.
Yeah, I had no funds. So,
well, how did you feel about it? About the Rockets immediately?
I didn't know anything about Houston. Never visited. Never been here before.
Yeah.
I knew it was hot when I got here, like August.
You got here at the worst time.
I got here in August, so I knew it was hot. And
was it, what year was it again?
2007.
7. And that's when did we draft Yao again? Golly.
Yao was, I believe, 2003 or something.
Okay, so he was already here.
Yeah, he was here.
So the T-Mac, this was after Rockets traded Stevie franchise,
yeah,
right?
So franchise got traded a couple years before to
Knicks, wasn't it?
The Knicks, Orlando,
right?
Like
yeah,
that.
Because it was a 3-way trade, I guess, and then Orlando gave Tracy.
Yeah, right.
So were you excited about that?
I was excited about playing with Tracy and Yao, and it was crazy because the first time I met Yao, it was like, whoa, this dude is huge. But what was crazy is I didn't meet Yao until like October, November, right before the season started, during training camp. The whole time I was here, August, September, the rookies come early. They got summer league and a bunch of training. So I was here with just, Luis Scola, Aaron Brooks, training. But when Chuck Hayes, he was barely on it. I don't know if he had a long-term contract. We just had a good team, man. And I enjoy Houston. I love the weather. I love the people. I love the food. I love the diversity. Yeah. And over time, it just grew on me. And I was like, this is home.
Yeah, you mentioned diversity. Obviously, it's not really that diverse in Wisconsin.
Not at all.
You got the black and white community, no Hispanics.
2 sides of the track.
Really?
Yeah. And a few Hispanics. Yeah.
Yeah. On our side is Carl Landry's family. The other side is J.J. Watt. The other one is it's J.J. Watt's family. Hey, but we're going to come together and watch the Packers, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody is a cheesehead. You can't be from Wisconsin without being a cheesehead.
Oh, yeah, man. Or a Badger.
Or a Badger,
right?
Yeah.
How was it playing with T-Mac, man? Share that with us, because he's one of my favorite players of all time. One of the most exciting players I've ever seen. So, but I mean, we're not there in practice. We didn't eat dinner with them. I mean, how was that? Explain how your experience was with him. How long was it? Like 4 years?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
So, man, great. What's crazy is when I was a late bloomer. So take you back real quick. I got cut in high school. So I got cut as a freshman. Really didn't play as a sophomore on the junior varsity.
You didn't play basketball as a freshman?
No, I got cut. I tried out for the team. Everybody was like, man, you 6'3", you 6'4", you need to play basketball.
I would have been the ones looking at you going, man, what a waste.
Right. So
Wow.
I tried out for the team and played somebody one-on-one for the last spot. He beat me, and I went on.
Yeah, that's the way it works sometimes in high school.
In high school. So the following year, I'm like, man, I really want to make the junior varsity team. I made, but barely. Basketball just really wasn't my thing. I was just taught. So junior varsity, my junior year, I make varsity. But now, granted, we had a good high school team. Yeah. I make varsity, but set the bench pretty much the whole year. Yes.
You were in varsity sophomore?
Yeah. I was on junior varsity my sophomore year. Varsity my junior year, but didn't play.
Same with me. And
then my senior year, I played a little bit, but wasn't getting any offers. Division III, Division II schools.
That's crazy.
So my jumping back to T-back, my knowledge of the game, and even when I went to community college afterwards, I had to take the detour route because I was a late bloomer.
This was before Purdue.
This was before Purdue. So I went to Vincennes University for 2 years, a community college in the middle of southern Indiana.
And that happens, man. JJ did that same thing before he went to the Badgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So took the detour route and focused only on school and basketball. Being away from my family, that was something that I never did before.
That's a big sacrifice,
School and basketball. I was an All-American after my first year. And second year, Purdue, Oklahoma, bunch of schools was recruiting me. I went to Purdue because it was just right up the road in Indiana.
Right.
And we ended up, my second year at Purdue, we ended up getting knocked out of the tournament by Florida, the champs.
They won the championships there.
Joe Noah, Al Horford, bunch of dudes, right?
Brewer played for the Rockets too.
Brewer, he was on Florida. But anyway, I was a late bloomer, and I wasn't really a student of the game. So when I got drafted, I saw that T-Mac had the shoes. He was tall. He could dunk. He could shoot. But I didn't understand the game, and I was like, oh, this dude is talented. But when I really started sitting down with a dude named Brent Gundy, he was a player development coach here in Houston at the time, and him showing me, where to set a screen, when to set it, how to, play off. You
didn't learn all this in college?
No, I was the best player. Get Carl the ball.
That's it. Give Carl the ball one-on-one.
Score. Put in the
Yeah, because, obviously a lot of us Houstonians didn't watch that Purdue team, but there's no plays, no setting up picks or... Because you learned that in high school. I learned a lot of that in high school.
I barely played in high school.
Oh, yeah.
I barely played. Yeah, right? I barely played. So sitting down with Brent and him showing me, okay, how to do this, do this, be patient. This is where you go fast. This is where you go slow. I began to see how good T-Mac really was. I mean, not only was he talented, I kid you not, I played with a lot of players. Because he didn't go to
college. Yeah, he didn't play in college.
But he was one of the best shooters I've ever seen.
His mid-range jumpers just...
And I played with Steph. He was one of the best passers that I've ever seen. I played with Chris Paul. T-Mac was on this level, and it was incredible to know not only did he have talent, but he had a very high IQ.
So you're saying at the time, I guess this could be a stupid question, but at the time, Steph, when you played with him in Golden State, wasn't he a rookie?
Yeah.
Okay, so
no. He was in his third year.
That was his third year.
Yeah.
And at that time, you already knew that T-Mac was just a better shooter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steph didn't really pick it up.
Steph was hurt every year.
2016.
Yeah, he was hurt. Even when I was there, he was hurt. Yeah. And the team really didn't. I'm not sure if the team really wanted to give him a contract extension. And that's why his contract extension was so low. It was 4 years, $44 million, because he was always hurt.
In 2014,
2014.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
But Steph, he diligently, worked on his ankles, and then the very next year, in that first year of that extension, he just took off.
15, 16. That was during the time when the Rockets were starting to go back up again with Harden and Ariza, and CP3, and we just couldn't stop them. You remember those times when your team was so nasty. You had obviously Yao Ming, T-Mac, you, Scola.
Yeah.
Was it Rayford too?
Rayford also. And the second time, Steve Francis came back to Houston. He didn't play, but he was on the team.
Right. Yeah. He was riding the bench. But the teams that would just eliminate you guys were just what, Lakers?
The Lakers.
Yeah.
We had to go through
Kobe and Shaq.
Had to go.
I remember those. Yeah, exactly. So
had to go through Lamar Odom.
Right. That was
Andrew
a nasty team, man.
Yeah, so they were tough.
And then they had the perfect role players. You know what I mean?
Phil Jackson was the coach.
The coach, yeah. And then moving forward, we're like, oh, we're good again. We have the beard and this and that. Then you have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond just stopping us. That was the
and I experienced both teams, man. But real quick, shout out to T-Mac, man, because he told me one day, he got me paid. I don't know if he know that.
Yeah, we got to talk about that here.
Let me go back. He told me, and I remember this. He said, "Man, just come up, set a screen, and roll to the basket."
Yeah,
and that was one of the moments in my career where things just opened up. Because once I became a student of the game as well, I understood that T-Mac drew so much attention because he was so talented.
Oh yeah,
that he was going to get double teamed the vast majority of the time. And if I rolled to the basket hard because he was such an amazing facilitator,
we either throw it up. Yeah, because you ate. You were flying all over the place. You had the power and the pain.
Yeah.
But
so shout out to T-Mac.
So that's so interesting to me that the basics of the pick and roll you didn't really learn.
No.
Interesting.
Who was I setting the screen for? With all due respect to any of my teammates.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But still, as a college coach, I kind of want to criticize your damn college coach now because that is ridiculous, man. I mean, that's fine. Okay, go ahead and we're going to set plays for Landry here. We're going to do pick and rolls. You're going to post up too, but we're going to do pick and rolls.
Right.
I mean, should I just go out on a limb here and say maybe you would have had a better chance against Florida if y'all would have been just expanded your talent even more? Because pick and roll is the most fundamental thing in basketball.
We actually only lost to them by a few points too.
That's what I'm saying.
They had 7 or 8 NBA players. But
you and Joakim Noah battled it out. Were you holding him?
And Al Horford, yeah. And they had a guy named Rashad Richards and Marquise Bakes. They had 4 bigs, and I was by myself.
Yeah, I forgot about Horford. And
Rashad Richards was the number 1 pick in the D League that year.
Yeah, gosh, man. So I mean, I guess they earned it.
Yeah, no, they were good. They won a championship.
So T-Mac, you're saying that he got you paid. Explain that. What does that mean?
Yeah, it means a lot, to know. Oh man, one of the. Did he make top 75?
I think so. I think top 75.
So. If he didn't, he should have. One of the most talented players that ever played a game.
Oh man, the injuries really just plagued his career.
Yeah,
it was so sad because watching him play with Yao and you guys, and then his back would go out. You're like, oh,
we couldn't get it together. It was him or either Yao.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with Yao, you can understand though. He was so huge and his footwork was so nasty for that size. Yeah. He was bound to beat himself up. But man, I tell you what, that team, well, first of all, before we get into, I want to discuss the 22-game win streak. That was one of the best memories in all of sports, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Yao. How was he? Outside the the court, inside the locker room. You go to any dinners, lunches, or anything?
Yeah, Yao was one of the coolest teammates I've ever had.
Yeah.
Man. So caring, outgoing, funny.
Yeah.
Man,
funny.
I mean, sometimes I don't even understand what he's saying.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, how did you communicate? Because his English
struggled with English in the beginning, but he grew to have better English. Just a good overall down to earth guy. You wouldn't even believe how much of a mega star he is in China. But
no, I didn't see the numbers, but number 1 selling jerseys was T-Mac and Yao.
A mega star.
And of course it's because of China and the overpopulated China, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, when he came in, I kind of doubted him, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I knew that he didn't have any competition in China. And then I'm thinking,
Yeah.
he's going to go up against Shaq.
Right.
He's going to go up against Duncan, those big guys. And I'm like, he's going to get eaten alive. He held his own, man.
He got it. Y'all got it, man.
And but the thing is, too, he's so nice all over the place, right? And I think that was what's wrong with him.
That's the makeup of the culture, though.
Yeah, that's true. Because I remember Kobe coming up to him. It was during the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe was just like, "You all right?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Loosen up, man. Loosen up. Be mean." He goes, "What does that mean?" He goes, "No, do this and do that." Just helping him. And it's just different from how you were, right? Because obviously you're a nice guy off the court. Yeah. But when you were on the court, you were mean as hell, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you had that killer mentality. You were dunking over people, dunked over LeBron. Yeah, we gotta see the highlights. Is there highlights somewhere on the internet when you dunked on LeBron? He kind of moved a little bit out of the way too. He knew he was gonna get dunked on, but he went kind of like this. But you remember that? How did that feel?
My son might have remembered it. I don't remember it.
You don't remember that at all?
No, I don't. What was it?
When he was Cleveland.
Okay, I think I do. Remember
I do remember it because it's LeBron.
Yeah.
And when you dunked on him nasty, I was like, damn, and I'll never forget it.
Man, I just wanted to play with force, man. Always getting overlooked in high school, taking the long route through community college, and just never really getting it. Never really having that success that I wanted to achieve. Man, I was hungry. I was hungry when I played, and I wasn't gonna let nobody take it. Even being drafted, I got drafted second round. My contract wasn't guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I could have got cut any minute and been gone.
So that's why you have so much love for H-Town, man. Was that your biggest contract in your career?
No.
What was your biggest contract?
I was in Sacramento.
That was a big one.
Yeah, 4 years, man. So
that
was, and it was funny because I wasn't used to any 4-year deals. I signed in Houston for my first year was 1, and then
you signed 2 more years.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Then went to Sacramento and then got traded again. Went to New Orleans for 2 years. Got traded. Was in Golden State and then opted out of my contract. So everything was just like
boom, boom, boom. And, yeah.
And Sacramento head coach was Mike Malone. Took a chance on me with the owner of Avec, and I appreciate them.
So Purdue, man. Yeah. Purdue's doing well, dude.
Good coach. He was my coach. Gene Cady was the coach of my first year, and then Matt Painter, who's there now, was my coach.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he teaching? Is he teaching that big guy? Because what's his name? Zach something.
Zach
Edey.
Yeah.
Dude's nasty, man.
Huge.
Is he setting up pick and rolls and all of that?
And get Zach Edey the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the top guys in scoring and rebounds, right? So, what do you think, man?
It'll be in the league next year. What's funny is when Zach Edey started playing, I was like, is he an NBA player? I couldn't figure it out. He was big, but I think he's worked on his body. He's worked on his game. When he first came and started playing at Purdue, he could only finish around the basket. Yeah. Then he started to finish with his right hand, but couldn't go left.
Yeah.
But he's developed, man, and he's gotten better. I think he'll be on a roster next year.
I just think that, if you have the athletic ability and you're that size, that's the beauty of basketball.
Yeah.
You can learn quick, even if you, like you mentioned, being a late bloomer.
Mm-hmm.
You have the athleticism and the size.
Yeah.
Then learning everything else, all the fundamentals, it's there. I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you think they're gonna win it all?
Purdue? Man, first of all, let me say I love Purdue.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Obviously, yeah.
But I mean, everybody knows this. They've been extremely disappointing in the last few years.
Yeah.
In the first round of the playoffs, getting knocked out by North Texas, St. Peter's,
and those were unexpected to me. I didn't
unexpected.
Yeah.
Like for last, I think 4 out of 6 years,
they run everybody's brackets, right?
Everybody's bracket,
especially in the first round.
So I'm at a point now. Shout out to Purdue, but I'm at a point now where I don't care what they do in the regular season.
Yeah,
you got to beat teams like Christian Baptist Lutheran, Northeast Houston, Texas University. You got to beat those teams.
Yeah,
you have to.
Because then come March, and when because they're going to be high seed.
Yeah,
so they're going to be playing somebody like Fairview.
Exactly.
and then lose.
The B team.
Yeah.
They lose them.
And all of a sudden lose to them after like dominating the whole season. No, I get it. I mean, I guess it's the same as James Harden. You know, I'm gonna talk trash a little bit about James Harden. He's legendary doing regular season, just nasty, breaking records. Playoff time comes, it's over. Yeah. He did, man. He did, and he definitely got paid, man. So, you know, I want to talk about the other guy, Luis Scola, one of my favorite international players. You know, I watched his game before Yao because that's when Argentina beat USA.
Yeah.
When he played with Ginobili and Nocioni and all those guys.
Yeah.
And I remember Scola, and they were dancing around, and I hated him because of what happened.
Everybody,
right? With LeBron and who was in that team? LeBron, Dwayne D. Wade, and Carmelo. Yeah. They lost, and they were dancing in the middle. They took off their shirts like soccer players. Right?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, the Rockets picking up Scola. I loved him.
And nobody knew about him either.
I knew about him
unless you watch international basketball, or was a San Antonio, you know, had a
he had a little bit of connection. Even the Spurs fans didn't know because he was they own his contract in Barcelona.
So they traded it to Houston.
Not too many people knew him. People were asking me about him. I'm like, bro, I hated him for a reason.
Man, Scola. First of all, I love Scola, bro.
Yeah,
that was and I don't really get a chance to talk to him that much, but dude was my guy. That was my guy. One of the God didn't bless him with all the talent.
No, he was not.
He didn't have this. He couldn't jump.
He didn't have the athleticism.
No athleticism. He could only go right. But what's crazy is with the ability that he had, he made the most of it. He was tall, 6'9".
Yeah.
But the little bit of athleticism that he had, he used it. The right hand that he had, he used it with craftiness, if that's a word. Craftiness.
And the Scola scoop.
The scoop.
And he had a spin move off the post. I was not. Yeah, and I was like, he's not even as athletic as any of these guys. And then he would have the little fake.
Yeah, the fake. Yeah.
And then his mid-range jumper.
Worked hard, ran the floor.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Hard worker. All them dudes. Chuck Hayes, hard worker.
Love Chuck Wagon.
Scola, Aaron Brooks, like it was so many. Like you had your stars, and then you had like the Goon Squad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you had your guys.
There were the right pieces were there.
The right pieces.
Yeah,
Daryl Morey.
Yeah, that was I mean, I thought Daryl Morey was a genius.
I just wish he would have just kept us together a little longer.
Yeah, I feel that was the team. I mean, because we had Battier.
Battier was
Man, let's talk about one of the most memorable Rockets moments in my life. Okay, we had the 2 championships in the 90s. All right, I don't want to be a Cowboys fan and talk about the 90s rings,
Right.
But with T-Mac playing the way he was playing in Yao, Dikembe was part of that team.
Huge influence in my career.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a sec.
He was just.
The dude like built schools in Africa and all that, and
God bless his soul, man. Shout out to Dikembe as well, a guy that really just took me under his wing when I came in and had so much experience. At that time he might have played 39 years in the league already.
Man, the dude was he was backing up Yao at the time. He was like 135, but he was still doing it.
Doing it and coming to work every day early. Professional, getting his treatment, eating right.
Yeah.
Taught me how to eat, taught me how to be professional, taught me how to work on my game, stay late, come early. Yeah. Dude was amazing, man. I'm glad that I was able to come into a team that had, veterans that were professional, that played 14, 15 years in the league. So shout out to Deke.
He was just such a leader. And I think, now correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Yao get hurt during that streak and Deke stepped up?
Did his thing.
That was inspirational. To me it is, because Yao's done. You're like, we're all disappointed. One of the best centers out there. And then, Dikembe, he's not an offensive guy at all. But what's going to happen? Made it happen.
And I remember, everybody getting the news that Yao wasn't going to play, and Dikembe everybody was like, you up. But at that time, we was only expecting Dikembe to play like 15 minutes a game. Like,
Yeah, because it was just you and Scola at that time.
and me, Scola, and Chuck to make the rest of the minutes, probably at the the 4 and the 5.
Right.
This dude was playing 29, 30 minutes a night.
No, and he was old.
40 something, man. It was incredible.
Yeah. Did you ever eat dinner as a group together?
Oh, all the time. Yeah, all the time.
Who was the funniest?
Deke. Deke.
Deke?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
doesn't he speak like 4 languages?
I'm not sure, but just his voice.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if English is one of them. Like, you always have to like he's been here a lot longer than Yao, and Yao started. And shout out to Deke. I love Deke, man. One of my favorite athletes of all time because of the example.
Great guys on the team, man.
Yeah, how long was that core together?
They started breaking that core up in the 3rd year.
Yeah.
Tracy's injuries.
Yeah.
Yao's injuries, and I think Daryl's just kind of seen the writing on the wall. Which
was that after we got spanked by Dallas in the playoffs with Dirk and them? Because I remember getting spanked in the playoffs, and it wasn't the Lakers. I think it was.
It might have been Dallas.
Yeah, I think it was Dallas to where
2010, 2009, something like that.
Yeah, and we were
Dirk was balling
out. One of the best ever, man.
We had to go through Steve Nash and some good teams back there.
Yeah. So I mean, was it different whenever you were going through that 22 game winning streak? I mean, okay, stupid question. I mean, obviously it was different, but I mean, how did that feel in terms of, with the media attention and the fans' reaction?
So we were having a rough season before that, and Coach Alderman at the time, he changed the lineup. Like, he took some of the veteran players out, started playing Aaron Brooks, started playing Scola a little bit more, started playing myself, my Mike Harris, and we won like 3 games, and we like, oh, okay, 3 games. Like, we've been trash. Like, 3 games in a row was good.
3 games in a row,
We took it to like 7, so everybody's like, man, all right, we rolling now, 7 in a row.
Yeah, the confidence goes up.
Confidence up, we rolling. And I remember we got kind of midway through that 22 game winning streak, and we were down, I believe, by 2, and we needed a bucket, and it was against Orlando. Coach Alderman put Steve Novak in, one of the best shooters of all time in the NBA. He'd never played.
What wasn't that the game when he hit the game winner in the corner?
Game winner.
I remember that.
And I mean, he was
never
Tracy drove to the basket, doubled Tracy. He kicked it back to Steve
in the corner
at the top of the key.
Yeah,
cashed it.
Was it at the top of the key?
Oh man.
Yeah, because I remember he ran back. Go,
yeah. You can't guard me all this. Y'all don't know what he was saying.
You can't guard me. I played 2 minutes a game.
2 minutes.
But see, you had the pieces. Yeah.
But to know that you could count on him, the level of professionalism through with Steve Novak, knowing that he's always ready.
Yeah.
For him to come in the game, sit the whole game, like
just cold,
not touching the ball.
Yeah. Didn't warm up.
No, but then to come in and that's a shooter, man.
Yeah, you knew one of those guys, man.
But after that, we knew we had something special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just kept going.
It kept going.
Well, mainly because of your defense, too, I think.
Rayford Austin,
right.
Head of the Snake, yeah.
Yeah.
He was locking up at that time.
And then obviously Battier, one of the best defenders we've ever seen. And he's not even athletic.
Student of the game, though.
It's like he knew where you were going. Like the whole, you know what's so funny? You remember how you guarded Kobe, and Kobe would shoot it, and he would put his hand in his face?
Yes.
That is such genius.
That affected him.
I never would have thought of that, because you always try to block the ball on a jump shot.
Right.
I never got to block a ball on any jump shot. Sometimes, every once in a while, there's a dude shorter than me. Yeah. But covering the face, that's the only thing you can do against Kobe. And it worked. I mean, obviously, Kobe did his thing.
Yeah, Kobe came back the next year. He said, oh, I worked on that the whole summer. I worked on somebody having right in my face.
Yeah, that bothered him.
Yeah, it bothered him a lot.
And so whenever, that bothered Kobe, that's just the way that he is, right? I mean, yeah, he got me on that, but I'm going to just work on it.
Yeah, I'll be
try
back.
to beat it, know? But I started, obviously I wasn't in high school anymore playing ball, but every time I played ball in leagues or whatever, that's how I started defending people on a jump shot. I mean, if it's a layup, that's a different story, right? You try to block the shot. But jump shots or fadeaway, you just do this.
Right in the face.
It was so effective. It didn't work for me, but somebody that's not even that athletic, and Scola, one of the toughest. But
Yeah.
who was the toughest player you ever played with? I mean, going past the Rockets, you played with toughest physical mindset was just mean. Just somebody like yourself and Chuck Wagon.
Somebody like myself.
Just mean and just tough and strong,
And that
especially
all the time.
Yeah.
Reggie Evans.
Who?
Reggie Evans. He played
Sacramento?
He played in Sacramento. Yeah, he wasn't in Houston, but he played in Sacramento. Strong.
Was he a power forward?
Power forward.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Played with the Brooklyn Nets, and but just dude brought it all the time. How hard to keep him off the glass, running the floor, setting great screens. Like, he never took a play off. But in Houston, Luis Scola.
Scola.
Yeah.
I saw that on the international level, and when we got him, I was really excited.
Yeah,
So
dude plays so hard.
yeah, I mean every time, right? I mean, and he was intense. Every celebration, he'll do this, and his hair's, sweaty hair's whipping.
Yeah, that's my boy.
So, best player you played with ever? Can it be T-Mac?
Play with so many great players.
I didn't even know you played for Steph. I thought when you came in, like, Steph got drafted a year later.
So I would play with Steph before he was Steph, and Mark Jackson had a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
Just letting him know,
Dude was
like,
a good coach.
the good coach. I remember him telling Steph and Clay, y'all, the two greatest shooters my eyes have ever seen.
He said that.
Y'all got a chance to
Mark
be
Jackson,
the two best shooters of all time. He said that.
Klay Thompson was there already too.
Yeah.
When you were there,
Clay was like second year. Steph.
who was starting? You were starting power forward.
I was coming off the bench to start the power forward with David Lee. But what's funny is,
David Lee was nasty though.
yeah, he was. What's funny, when Mark Jackson said that, nobody believed it in the locker room. I'm like, Mark Jackson, you play with Reggie Miller. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true with the
So,
Pacers.
nobody believed Mark Jackson when he was like, you guys are the
He
two
said that in the
great.
locker room.
And before Steph even knew it, before Clay even knew it. And he constantly just kept pumping it and pumping it and pumping. He got fired the next year. Why? I don't know. But
That
kept
was
pumping
crazy.
Draymond. David Lee got hurt. Draymond, come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you the tough guy,
the
enforcer.
enforcer.
You know, you got to roll, pumping it into him. And before, with all the respect to Steve Kerr, before Steve Kerr took over, we were already the Warriors.
there. Yeah.
You know,
They already had that core.
yeah,
That Mark Jackson helped.
yeah. We
build.
went to the first round or the second round of the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
when Mark Jackson was the coach. Warriors hadn't been to the playoffs but one time in 18 years, and that was the We Believe team. That was the only time they've been to the playoffs.
We Believe
years.
was that what
Davis,
Baron Davis and Steven Jackson. Yeah.
Besides that year, 18 years, no playoffs. So, man, it was, I forgot.
And you're gonna fire a coach after the second year, after the second round of the playoffs. You're gonna fire a coach.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, second round of the playoffs. Yeah, he fired. I don't know why. Something to do with the front office. I don't know. Whatever. But
Yeah.
Popovich, after we lost to the Spurs, which was a great team at that time, I remember Popovich saying, man, I'll hate to see this team in 3 years. He said that at the press conference, and you can go back and watch it. He said, this team, I don't want to see them in 3 years.
Really?
And what's crazy is the next year they won.
Oh, they were unstoppable. I mean, that was the team that the Rockets couldn't stop. And we had all the pieces. So, man, shout out to Mark Jackson, man.
Shout out to hand down, man down.
So, wasn't he the one that you wanted to be the coach of the Bucks? Because I know you're a Milwaukee guy.
I'm from Milwaukee. I like Mark Jackson, but I think, I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mark Jackson had a great marriage with the assistant coach at the time in Golden State.
Okay.
And that assistant coach was now the head coach of the Denver Nuggets, Mike
Malone. Yeah.
So,
good coach.
Great coach.
Good coach.
And I think those two together made who we were at the time in Golden State.
Yeah. I mean, good coach. But then again, the Nuggets team is that roster's pretty nasty, man. I mean, I think I'll be a good coach with
for the Nuggets.
with the Joker and Jamal and all them. So, but right now, we went to the game last night.
Yeah.
Rockets.
It's different.
Is it? Explain that. The atmosphere. I could see it from the outside.
I never was on the outside looking in back in 2007, 2008, 2009. So I never was like I couldn't see it through a fan's lens.
Yeah.
But I could just feel that it was different last night.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
the energy,
the aura, the atmosphere of the Toyota Center is just not
something
there.
was just off.
But then,
just at least that night.
But giving credit to your team, though, because of the superstars that we have. We don't have the superstars, right? So who do you think right now could be that star with the Rockets? Or do we need to go outside and get a free agent? Because we tried with Van Vliet and Dylan Brooks, and then we have all these draft picks that are, starting to
I think it'll get there. I think it'll get there. I think the team has taken a step in the right direction this year. Going out and getting Van Fleet, going out and get guys like Dylan Brooks and Ime Udoka.
Yeah, and Green, the old guy, but
Jeff Green,
Jeff Green, and we have Jalen Green and all them. But what do you think? I mean, who do you think that out of all the young guys that we have would be a star pretty soon, 1 or 2 years?
I think it could be one of. I think you think you got 3 players.
Yeah,
I mean, we talked about it last night. Sengun, I think he could be
he's promising, man.
A piece of the big 3 or the star.
Yeah,
because he's still young. Sengun. Obviously Jalen Green.
Yeah,
I know. I like him, and then third is Whitmore.
Cam.
Yeah,
what a steal.
Yeah, I think he could be that guy.
He was a steal on a draft. I just couldn't believe that he was that low in a draft. And I'm like, he's what's going on? What and I'm over here like, I was watching it by myself, and I'm like, what happened to Whitmore? Whatever happened to him? Like, I had no idea.
He got something with him.
And then all of a sudden, the Rockets pick came with Whitmore, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you know what? I guess it took him a while though, because they put him in the D League for a little bit. But then I was upset about that. I'm like, give the guy some minutes in the Pro League.
Yeah.
Give him some minutes, and we'll see what he can do. And look what he's doing now.
He's playing well, man. I like him.
Do you think that they can get on that Golden State level because of the young talent going up? Pretty similar to, when you experience with Steph and Clay and Draymond going up. Do you think something similar might happen here? Because, I'm going to be honest with you. Skillfully, Şengün's better than Draymond. He's just not a dog like Draymond. But
I think they could get there, and I like the addition of adding veteran players like Jeff Green and
Van Vliet.
They got Van Vliet. Yeah, so
he's got the playoff experience.
I like that. And the Rockets was like the worst team in the league last year. Now they're like,
what, we 12?
3 games, but it might be 3 games out the playoffs this year. So that's a huge step, and I think the next step in the next season, I'm saying all these next, will be playoffs. Like the end goal is the playoffs, an 8th seed or a 7th seed.
Anybody make the All-Star roster from our team? Was it Şengün was the closest?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Man, maybe next year.
Yeah. But the Rockets have the pieces, and also I like the boy, the kid, Tyree Eason.
Tyree Eason,
Eason, from LSU,
right? And Jabari Smith. Yeah.
So the team has some pieces, man, and it's gonna come time where you got to pay them guys, and they can trade some away and get more veteran players in and use them as assets. They got a lot of picks, man.
Do you think? So, if we do make the playoffs, obviously number 1 in the West right now would be Nuggets. Who's number 1?
Surprisingly, Minnesota.
OKC.
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll be playing against those guys because obviously we're going to be in the lower seeds.
Yeah.
I mean, who do you think's got it though this year
in the West?
Yeah,
Denver. I think Denver's just coasting right now. I think they're the third seed. I think they're just coasting.
They're going to really turn it on.
And they're going to turn it up later in the season.
With a good coach and that kind of roster, right? You think Milwaukee's going to come out of the East?
Man, I don't know.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Because of the new coach?
I don't know. No. I don't know because of Doc Rivers. Yeah, that's one.
Right.
And I just haven't seen.
Because Doc Rivers didn't even make it there, even with the Clippers. I mean, they choked against the Rockets. Yeah.
History shows.
But, I mean, he had what? Who did he have with the Clippers? Blake Griffin, CP3, Redick. But you got the Greek Freak now.
And Dame. I just don't. The chemistry the connection between Dame and Giannis isn't there yet. It's just
really,
just not there yet.
I agree.
When that pick and roll gets there, and you got shooters spacing, Pat Connaughton, Beasley, Chris Middleton, you got spacing coming up, knocking down shots. But the chemistry and the connection with Dame, in my opinion, could be one of the greatest pairs that this game has ever seen.
I agree. It could be one of the greatest duos. It could be the Shaq and Kobe and T-Mac and Yao.
It's unstoppable.
Yeah. But so you don't think? Who do you think though from the East?
I like Boston.
Oh,
I like Boston. I'm gonna always roll with the Milwaukee Bucks because I'm from Milwaukee. But I think right now, Boston might be a smidget ahead of everybody. I like Indiana too.
Yeah,
Indiana coming.
Oh yeah,
they coming.
Oh yeah. That you could. Indiana's one of those teams that you hope the Rockets would be next year, right? It's like man, they're gonna go hard in the paint.
Perfect example. Yeah.
I just cannot believe that you were just new to the game, like in the beginning of the NBA.
Yeah.
So, did you watch the NBA at all?
Mm-mm. I watched it as a fan. I watched the Milwaukee Bucks as a fan. My favorite player was Glenn Robinson. He influenced me to go to Purdue University. He played at Purdue University.
Man.
Big dog.
Big dog.
Yeah. But I didn't watch the game. I seen the game through a fan's lens. Oh, that was a good dunk, Darvin Ham. You know what I'm saying?
Darvin Ham was nasty.
The ham sandwich. Yeah. That's what we used to call it. The ham sandwich.
That dude was mean. That was a mean dog.
Yeah. So I got excited when plays were made, like exciting plays were made. But now I see the game similar to Tracy. Okay, if this guy comes and set a pick and roll, if he rolls to the basket, the way they're playing defense, this guy is going to help from the weak side, which means
you have some
he'll be open.
Yeah, you have another guy open.
His man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I almost see the game like a coach.
Right.
Now.
Right. Absolutely. You know, last night we were arguing about who the GOAT was, right? I mean, you always have that conversation, right? You know, with MJ and LeBron, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm MJ all the way. I love LeBron, but let me ask you, your I shouldn't say top 5 of all time, and I've been meaning to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 All-Pro, meaning best center, best power forward, all time, best point guard of all time, all pro in history of the NBA.
There's some players I just really never got a chance to watch. So, like Bill Russell and those guys.
Oh, I mean, I didn't watch them neither. But yeah, so the players in your era.
Yeah.
Right? Because with me, when I mentioned my top 5 or whatever, Bill Russell's not one of them. Wilt Chamberlain's not one of them. Because we didn't get to watch them play, right? So you see like 2-second highlights, 3-second, 4-second highlights in YouTube, or if you watch NBA and TNT, they'll show it. Right. But the ones that we actually watched growing up, top 5. Okay, let's start off with this. Best point guard.
Point guard. Steph.
Really?
That's my dude, Steph.
Is it because you were teammates with him?
No, because he transcended the game. Like, he transcended the game. Like, it's different.
He changed
You go and watch a high school game, or you go to an AAU tournament.
And I hate it.
You see these guys just coming down half court, just chuck.
I hate it.
I mean, but that's basketball now.
It is, but I hate it.
I don't like it either. But guess who it's because of Steph.
You play in LA Fitness, you're wide open, and then this little kid shoots it for 28-footer. I'm like, yeah, he's been watching too much Steph.
Yep.
Mine is CP3.
Okay.
It's either CP3 or Jason Kidd.
I like how you gave me
That's what I'm
I like how
saying.
you gave me a second.
That's what I'm
Second
saying.
option.
But Steph, though,
Steph is my one.
that's the best shoot. Steph is the best shooter of all time to me.
Hands
But
down.
point guard, no.
Okay, so what would you do? Put Steph at 2?
No, I wouldn't put Steph in my top 5.
Okay, so my second is Steve Nash.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking.
My second
Because
is Steve Nash. I feel
somebody that's not athletic and the way he would weave, it was like a slow version of like Lionel Messi weaving to.
he's a soccer player.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like he played soccer in Canada, right? So I mean for my little analogy there. But okay, so all right, fine. We'll do Steph. Man, I disagree, man.
So I got Steph and Nash, and you got who? CP3
CP3 and Jason Kidd. All right,
I respect that.
all right. So
I respect that.
number 2. It's kind of a given, right? 2 spot,
Okay, you go first this time.
Jordan.
Okay,
Jordan.
Jordan and Jordan. Okay, I like that. I can roll with that.
Jordan
and his clone.
Yeah, actually, no. Jordan, in my second, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this,
No,
but I grew up loving him, was Mitch Richmond.
This Richmond has some game.
He
though.
was nasty. I grew and there's the thing. I hated him because he would torch the Rockets. And then I started watching more and more of him.
Yeah,
Nasty.
he has some game. He post up, all that
Strong.
big body.
Right. I mean, he wasn't explosive to the rim or anything like MJ, but he wasn't one of my favorites. I mean, of course you have Reggie Miller and all those guys, but
Right.
no, I mean, it would definitely be MJ, maybe Richmond. Okay, so who would be a number 2?
So it's my turn. I'm gonna go first.
Number 2, your 2 spot.
Oh, my 2 spot. Oh, Kobe.
Kobe's your 2 spot.
Oh, hands down. Yeah.
You think he's better than Jordan on the 2?
Is he better than Jordan? No.
Then why did you pick him?
Jordan's number 1
Oh, okay,
at the
okay,
2
okay.
at
Sorry,
the 2
sorry,
guard.
it's a 2 okay,
Kobe
Kobe's
is number 2 at the 2 spot.
Yeah. No, I mean, I should put Kobe in there, but
Yeah.
Kobe overall is like my 3rd
Yeah.
of all time.
My 3rd, no, we're not
Yeah.
talking about the 3rd, but did Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade, he was my favorite. He's the reason why I was a Miami fan, the Heat fan, mainly because of my Filipino coach, Spoelstra. Shout out to the Filipino coach.
Eric Spoelstra.
But LeBron, I'm a fan of LeBron's. I know that I don't think that he's the GOAT, but the facts are facts. MJ's the GOAT. And Ray Allen, Battier, that team was disgustingly nasty, right? All right, number 3 spot.
Is it your go or my go?
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're first, number 3.
Obviously, LeBron is
Yeah, he's my number
1.
3. He's my 3 spot.
number 1.
Yeah.
And number 2. Oh, I don't know. This is good. Can it be KD?
Yeah.
Kevin
He's
Durant.
a 3.
He might, unless I'm missing somebody.
You're missing somebody. And I hate this dude because of the team he played with. I shouldn't say I hate. I liked him. He was a great example of basketball. Dirk.
Dirk a 4.
Nah.
Dirk is a 4.
Should we count him as a 4?
Yeah, I had to guard Dirk.
Yeah, I know, but
Dirk.
how was that? Really?
Yeah.
But how was that? He's a 3, man.
Okay.
We'll put him in a 4, I guess.
Okay.
I have to put him in a 3 spot.
Okay.
Because of the way, look, his 3, his shot, his turnaround, his mid-range was nasty.
Yeah.
He didn't play like a 4.
No, he did.
If there's anybody that changed the game, the
And
international
that's why it
guys,
was so
him.
tough to guard Dirk, because guys when I came in the game, it was the Ben Wallace's at the 4 and the 5, the
Right.
Antonio McDyce's,
Right.
the
Antonio.
you know what I'm saying? The Tim Duncans at the 4,
KG.
KG. But then you see a dude you can't touch him because they call it flopping. You can't touch him. Dude can shoot from anywhere. And I thought I was athletic, and I said,
and
one
that's
day
why
I'm gonna block Dirk's shot. That was one of my goals, and I never could block his shot.
No, because he's so long and he would fade away.
Fade away, and then he'd kick his knee up.
Yeah.
So you can't even get to him because he kicks his knee up.
That was a foul. That was a foul if he hit his knee.
There you go.
So that's why I disliked him so much, because he would torch the Rockets.
He was good, man.
But I love the way he played. And that's why I count him as a 3. And the reason why is like my number 4 is Timmy.
Oh, hands down.
Okay, so let's talk about number 4. That's your number 4 too?
Hands down, Timmy.
Okay, who's your second at the 4 spot?
If it's not Dirk.
No, I'm not. I don't want to put Dirk on a 4 spot.
Okay. You know what? And this is not because I was born here, but I gotta give it to Giannis. Give it to Giannis, bro.
Oh man.
And he's still playing. Yeah, but Giannis, I mean, dude was a 30, 12, and 6 guy.
I'm with that. So he would be number 2 behind Duncan.
For me.
Yeah.
For me. What about you?
Barkley
was tough. He was mean.
Barkley. I mean, the thing is, Giannis would be close, but the game has changed so much that it's really tough to compare these players because of different eras, and it's changed too much. And it's not like soccer. Soccer rules change so slightly.
Yeah.
That you can determine who the GOAT is in soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to basketball or football, they soften up the rules all the time. So, but yeah, no, I mean, Giannis is up there, but I love Barkley. I mean, no titles, whatever. I don't care about that. But the way he played, and 6'4", he played like he was 7'4", slamming Shaq on the ground. So, you remember that?
Yeah, he picked him up.
Do you honestly think that LeBron can survive that era with those big guys, like just elbowing you and everything? Even Dirk would elbow you, it hurt, right?
Tough. It would
be knocked out your teeth.
Yeah, that's why I got these pretty ones now. Thanks, Dirk.
Right?
Shout out to Dirk.
Shout out to Dirk with all the good work on the grill.
Yeah.
Number 5 spot.
I asked my dad this question a few weeks ago.
Best center of all time.
Oh, Shaq. Yeah, dominant.
I thought we were friends,
Dominant, man.
I thought we were friends.
I mean, we had to keep 3 centers on the roster and a guy that was not on the roster just for fouls for Shaq. I mean, the most dominant player ever.
Yao couldn't bench 135. You know what I mean? Of course he couldn't hold him. You know who I think? Okay, Hakeem. Hakeem's my best number 5 of all time. You know why? Let me tell you why.
That's my number 2.
Okay, first of all, he dominated Shaq. But Shaq was young. Shaq's prime was Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Dominated Shaq. They swept him in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't want to be a sorry-ass Cowboys fan and talk about the 90s again. Shout out to my guy, Kelby. But Akeem dominated during the era of the bigs. David Robinson.
Yep.
David Robinson was MVP. Patrick Ewing.
Smith, all of those.
Rick Smith. Who else? Sabonis. And even all the other big guys guarded him for athleticism. The mailman, they tried to put him in there. Alonzo Mourning, okay? Dikembe at the time, okay? So Shaq dominated in what era, and who did he dominate? Yao kept up with him.
Yeah,
I believe Yao held his ground.
He made a challenger.
He did, and yes, he did one up Yao a lot, but somebody like Yao kept up with him. That's all you got. Who else was in the league that he dominated? He's dominating, right? But there's nobody in the league that can, at this time, that could hold him. Yeah, because, like I said, with Hakeem during this dream shake, and all of his little fakes he could shoot better than Shaq. He blocks the same.
Right.
The same, they rebound the same to me. The difference with me was the post moves and the mid-range jumper and the free throws.
Yeah.
Defense was the same.
Yeah. Zach Edey would have been perfect if he got drafted back then. He'd be the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in the wrong era.
Yeah. So Shaq is your number 1.
Shaq my number 1.
Damn you.
But Hakeem is your number 1?
Number 1. Shaq's number 2.
Your number 2?
It's Shaq.
and Shaq. Okay, my number 2 is
Hakeem.
Hakeem. Okay, so I was having this conversation with my dad. Yeah, I was thinking about my dad. Yeah,
Come on, man.
It's been an hour.
Shout out to my dad. Yeah.
But my number 3, I think we're witnessing the number 3 right now.
Oh, Joker.
Yeah, I think he's the number 3. I asked my dad who was the number 3 a couple years ago, and he said his third favorite center was Moses Malone.
Right.
If we wasn't talking about
shout out to the
Kareem,
Rockets.
Yeah, Moses Malone was number 3, but my dad said that he felt as if Joker had surpassed Moses Malone.
I believe
last year when he
won the
championship.
Yeah, when you win the championship, and they wouldn't have won without him. He was the main guy.
Yeah,
the goofiest looking big dude that you've ever seen, and he's slow, but he's strong.
Yeah,
smart as hell, and he could shoot his ass off. But he has the post moves. So, man, I'm disappointed in you, bro.
No,
man, I thought you were, bro. Man,
disappointed.
Shaq at number 1. And you know what's crazy about this is everybody would always say, "Oh, Kareem," I'm gonna put Ralph Sampson. Bro, you didn't watch Kareem.
No, you didn't. But
we didn't watch enough of Kareem. We're in our 40s.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, man. Hakeem was right there, and this is the reason I give people a lot of credit that play both ends of the floor. People that can play both ends of the floor, like Michael Jordan.
And Hakeem.
Michael Jordan, that's why I'm putting him over LeBron, because he was a dude that played on both ends, man.
Thank
you. You know how hard that is?
Yeah.
I was out there.
Me
Trust
too.
me, that's extremely hard to be the best player on both sides of the ball.
Defensive Player of the Year. Did LeBron ever win Defensive Player of the Year?
Come on.
I know we're not going to.
I don't even know if he's ever been on the all-defensive team.
We're not going to. That's what I'm saying. We're not going to get into this. But the biggest thing for me is Defensive Player of the Year, right? On a defensive era. Okay? Mm-hmm. This was the most physical time of basketball. Mm-hmm. And he won Defensive Player of the Year.
That means a lot.
That year, who else would have won it, right? Yeah. So many more. Those defensive guys now, and then you have people like, you know, a good friend of ours saying, oh, you know, he had 6'4" white boys guarding him. Did you have any idea those white boys were just really tough? They couldn't do anything else. All they can do is shoot and play defense. They couldn't dribble.
You're crazy.
Right? They couldn't dribble. So what are you gonna do? All right, you're gonna stand up corner and shoot. Marley, Jeff Hornacek, Danny Ainge, Greg Elo. Those guys were goofy looking, but they could play D. I mean, it's pretty similar to Joker, right? Yeah. Oh, Joker's a white boy. He's slow and this and that. But look at him.
He got game.
They didn't watch those white boys in the 90s.
Right.
They looked like accountants, but they were guarding Jordan. Jordan would get so aggravated. I don't know if you saw this clip. When Jordan elbowed the heck out of Danny Ainge in the middle of the court, elbowed the heck out of him. Why? Because he got on Jordan's nerves. Those white boys, I mean, people are racist, man, when it comes to that kind of stuff. Especially, you always try to find something to just downgrade Jordan. It's just not going to happen.
No, it's challenging to be able to say, it's challenging to say, oh, you know what? You go guard Kobe, and you got to get us 40 tonight.
Right.
That's
exactly
hard, bro.
He had to guard the best
Michael
player.
Jordan had to do that.
He had to guard the best player. He had to guard their best player.
Yeah. And
then I have to go on offense and hit 30 plus.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, man.
So in this era, 2 different eras, right? Mm-hmm. How well do you think Jordan would do, or how bad?
So I heard somebody say, I don't know if it was Kenny Smith, a commentator say that Jordan would have averaged
50.
He would have averaged 3 more points per quarter now than he did in his.
How the hell did he come up with that? 3 more points.
Yeah, so if Jordan averaged 6 points, he would average 9 points per quarter.
Okay,
that's what he's saying.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, that's cool. He would have got fouled more. Fair. He would have probably shot more threes, so he would have averaged 3 more points per quarter.
Yeah, because then 8 points per quarter, you got 32. You know, it's like, wait a minute.
Then 3 more points per quarter.
Yeah.
And you got to add that to his.
Yeah.
In his highest scoring year.
Yeah, because when he said, that's what I'm saying. Is like, yeah, that's a good point there, because, 8 points per quarter is already 24, right?
Right.
So if
So Jordan's highest scoring year was 37.
What year was that?
I don't know, but he averaged 37. So if you add 12 more points, which is 3 times 4, 12. If you add 12 to 37, what you get?
Yeah.
49.
That is a great point.
He would have averaged 40.
Just 3 more points.
Just 3 more points.
Yeah. And I believe that he could do more than that.
I believe he could have averaged 3 points.
Do you think
per quarter?
This is the thing that I've always questioned. Is like he might foul out early, right?
I think he was smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, see, there you go. He had this. So.
Yeah, and then the thing too, I shouldn't be saying this, but man, refs, why are you calling these calls? We come to see Jordan.
Yeah.
Don't be calling these ticky-tack calls on. Like, let the game play.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't come to see you. We come to see him.
Did you ever, when you watched Jordan, did you ever watch him and Mad Max go at it?
No.
And Joe Dumars? Because Jordan said there were 2 guys that gave him fits. Joe Dumars with the Bad Boys of Detroit Pistons and Vernon Maxwell. I got to meet Vernon, man.
Them 2 dudes tough.
They were really tough. They're both dogs. But Vernon would always say, man, like, I would always drink Budweiser before the game. Right before the game, I'll go to Fifth Ward, he said, and play dice and drink 4 or 5 Budweisers and then go to the game. He goes, but when I knew I was facing Jordan, I couldn't sleep that night, and I would not do anything stupid that day to jeopardize my defense, because I knew the whole time I'm just gonna talk shit to him the whole time and get on his nerves. And if you see those highlights, my gosh, and that's why Jordan to me is my favorite, because of dogs like Vernon. He just fought him, you know. So
I think, I know you probably want to hear me say this. I think Jordan is the most. I'm gonna take Jordan to win.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Jordan to win. If my son was like that, I wanna, I want to play basketball.
Yeah.
And I had to pick a career for my son, Jordan's or LeBron.
LeBron.
I'm gonna say Jordan is a winner. LeBron, in my opinion, has the greatest story of all time.
Yeah.
Greatest career. Like, I mean,
well, it's the longest career. He played what, 6 more years?
Career. He's broke all the records. He can facilitate the ball. He'll probably play with his son next year.
Yeah,
like
especially with
White,
his size.
He got the kids. He got the schools.
Yeah.
He has.
Yeah, he has a perfect
and
example.
He's never had a smear on his name.
None. No cheating. No drinking, and there was weed, and he's a perfect example.
I would probably pick for my son LeBron's career, but as far as a player, like that, if I want him to win, I'll say Jordan.
Yeah, because MJ just partied.
He's a winner
and gambled.
Partied
and gambled outside.
He's anti-LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron to talk about politics and all. LeBron and Jordan never.
Jordan never. Yeah. He always stayed in between. That's why he got criticized for it.
Yeah.
Because I think was it the Democrats told him like not to support the Republicans.
Something like that.
And then he said, Republicans buy my shoes too.
Oh yeah. And what's crazy is he got criticized back when there was no social media.
I know. Just imagine now.
Imagine now. He would have
been criticized.
He would not be Jordan if he played.
Been crucified.
There you go.
So
yeah, that's that.
Running out of time, man. I appreciate you, dude.
Oh man, anytime, no problem.
My guy, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's all good, man.
All right.
I'm him. Podcast. But legit.
There you go. Thanks again for tuning in to I'm Him Sports Podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss a beat.